The star of today's video is going to be this Toro Recycler 22. And what we're going to be putting on is probably on a lot of machines. It's a little side door assembly and the chute. These wear out prematurely because they're made out of garbage, plastic. This personal pace is the one this has got. That's the one with the self-propel. Doesn't have to have that to need the parts we're doing today. And this one, 20334. But I'm sure this chute assembly is on hundreds of different makes, models, everything else. Give you a quick look on here. And so we could see that the chute is missing and the person needed to use it. So what do? You get out chain, you get out baling wire, you get out whatever you have to open that, because to try to mulch heavy lawns is not going to happen. It'll probably just keep clogging. Probably they were having all kinds of problems with keeping it running because it can't discharge, and that's what the person wants to use this for. So I got the kit. Comes with the hinge pin, the spring, the door, and the chute. Link in the description below. And FYI, don't know if it was supposed to, but mine also came with an extra pin and an extra spring. So I don't know if that's foreboding on how good the spring quality is. Can't imagine why you'd need two, but maybe they just do that to make the package you're buying look more attractive. Let's unrig the rigging here first. And we will see what this procedure takes. All right, we're back to stock. So you may ask, well, if I've already got this piece and I only need this to have a chute, why do I need it? Well, here's why. These clips that engage into these holes are gone or rounded well off. They're supposed to have a little bit of a, knobby to them. And when that opens up, that part catches on there and traps it in there. Well, once these things get rounded off, the chute just comes flying off. And if you're lucky, you don't chop it up, but I think that might be what happened to this one, because it's gone. So before I take out that spring, which is currently loaded, of course it keeps it in the shut position, we can see that the one end comes out here, and the other end is where my finger is. We can see there, it bottoms out on the deck. So we got to get all that thing loaded like a mousetrap properly. So there's where the springs go. Next thing, I just need to drive that pin straight out. It's open on this side. The plastic is open here and not open there. So to drive it, you would just drive it that way. And because we're replacing this entire piece, I am just going to cut that tab off to get me straight in access to driving that pin. Comes out pretty easy. Just a matter of rocking it and pulling. You're working against the spring tension right now. There we go. Nice. And then if this bracket on yours happens to be bent or tweaked, just make sure they're at 90s so that the new pin will slide in easily. I didn't explain it properly. The tangs that chute is catching on, that's these. And like this one's just about wore completely off, and this one's just round as can be. It's not going to hold that chute at all. What you want is nice clean edges. That's what we got. First thing I'm noticing is, here's the two springs that it came with. I'm noticing the clocking of, what I mean clocking, the position angle, up, over, over. So one up, one straight over. If I look at the one that came off it, which I believe to be a higher quality because it came with the OEM stuff, up and just a little offset. So whether these would have more tension or less tension, I'd have to really think about it, but I'm going to use the OEM spring. But what I do want to find out is which side was the left, because I actually didn't watch that as it came apart. If you put that side in the chute, would this side be wound up too much, or is that the right side? Because they're offset just slightly. On the new ones, they're offset basically 90 degrees, so it would totally matter on those. So let me figure that out, bring you back. So what I found was, one way, this sits down in there pretty good, and that part there would have to be pulled up as I go to put it on. And if I put it on the other way, it's kind of sitting up right here, and that isn't the right way. That would be more tension, and we don't need more tension. So we go with the least tension way, like that. For the sake of showing you what comes in the kit that I'm going to put a link to, that part there. Actually, yeah, it's less tension then, which is probably good, because that's probably part of the problem. Maybe I will put this one, the new spring, in there. If we did it this way, it's about the same. And actually, this fits down in there kind of nice. It really lines up quite nicely. So I am going to use the new spring. Okay. And then we would have to have this cocked back to hit that deck when we go to put it on. And I'm just going to reuse my old pin. I just think the OEM, the kit is aftermarket that I put a link to. The OEM parts are really more pricey than they ought to be, and this is just going to go straight through same way. As long as it's not bent, I think that's probably finer quality than what would be replacing it. The OEM piece, that is. So we're going to go on the outside of this, and that one also. So outside. So I'm going to get it started right there. It's just getting into the spring. Now I'm going to take the spring and twist it backwards. Now it's hitting on the top of the deck. I can't really show you. I'm going to try to find a way to show you. I'm holding it down. Get you in there. That piece is hitting the top of the deck. I'm feeding the hinge pin through, lining all the pieces up. That's got to go forward to get in there. There we go. And I think it goes in just a little farther than that. Yep. Till you stop. Good. Then, when the operator wants to use the chute, all you do, you put that on there, and now you have those two nice tangs to catch it on. That's not going anywhere. I hereby declare that lawnmower chute and door cover assembly Wildwood certified. Thanks for watching. Little bonus footage on this model, at least. This is how you do the air filter, and this one is looking pretty shabby. It's a little bit soaked with gas because I did tip it on the side as I was trying to work. I'll leave a link in the description. They got a kit. I would not use the spark plugs out of it, but they have a kit with aftermarket air filters and pre-filters. Usually you get a year or two out of the pre-filter, you throw it away, and then you got almost like a brand new filter inside. They are aftermarket, but we're not doing the space shuttle stuff here. We're just doing lawnmowers, so that'll be just fine. If you did leave it oil soaked like this, as I said, I tipped it over and it got very oil soaked. It will run very rich, and possibly blue smoke and carbon up your spark plug real bad, because it restricts the airflow. Those type of filters are not designed to be oil soaked.